Okay, well today we're here at the Queensland Workforce Summit, and today I really want to target an aggressive campaign into other states, not New South Wales because they're going through natural disasters, but we want tradies to come to Queensland. We've got a big job ahead of us. Already there's $1 billion in insurance claims alone to rebuild people's houses, and let's face it, we have more than enough work to go around. So if you're living in another state, we want you to come to Queensland. We want you to run to paradise, to come to paradise. We've had a very successful campaign with getting people from other states to come to Queensland for tourism, but now we really need tradies. It's a big job out there. I've been on the ground, I've been out there talking to people, and from here I'm heading back out to talk to more families that have been impacted from the devastating flood event. So we're going to be talking about this at Cabinet on Monday. I've tasked Minister Di Farmer with putting together a comprehensive campaign to address the issues of tradies that people need to rebuild their lives. I'll hand over to the Treasurer and then to Di.
Thanks, Premier. Good morning, everyone. Since the beginning of the pandemic, Queensland has been the outstanding performer when it comes to jobs growth in this country. And that jobs growth is set to continue, with new figures to be released today by Jobs Queensland, demonstrating that we're going to create another 280,000 jobs over the next period of time until June 2025 in this state. That comes off the back of the 376,800 jobs we've created since our election. That means we've created 1,000 jobs every week of every month of every year for 7 years straight. So the rest of the country is looking to Queensland to continue to drive the recovery of the Australian economy, and the reason for that is our effective and strong health response to COVID has enabled a terrific and remarkable economic recovery. But the Workforce Summit today is all about identifying the skilled workforce and the mechanisms we need to engage with as a government and with industry to create that ready, willing, skilled and trained workforce. So today is all about listening to industry. We've been doing that already as a government, but ensuring that we've got the workers that we need for new industries, things like advanced automotive manufacturing, aerospace, defence, biotechnology, biomedical, biofuels. Those new industries, as well as our traditional workforce, the future is looking very exciting. It's going to be a decade of growth, a golden decade of opportunity for Queensland, but also a golden decade of jobs growth for this state. I might let Di Farmer say a few words now.
This is a very exciting day. Today we have nearly 400 of the best and brightest thinkers in Queensland coming together to look at how we can make best use of the enormous economic opportunities that are ahead of us. We've created over 124,000 jobs since before COVID, and the Jobs Queensland figures show that we'll have created another 281,000 jobs by 2025. We have so many opportunities that we need to aggressively go out and make sure we have the skilled workforce. We know there are labour shortages in every sector and in every region, and today we'll be looking at what we need to do to think outside the box and get those workers. The Premier's already talked about getting tradies in, stealing tradies from the other states, and today we are announcing an initiative for future work that's going to be needed. We've identified $15 million that is going to go to those industries of the future, which is energy, it's manufacturing, it's agribusiness, and it's digital and screen. That's where we know the real opportunities are going to be, and $15 million will go into making sure we are skilling the workers now that can be working in those industries when they are at their peak. Very exciting day.
You talked about getting tradies up here in the state.
Yeah.
Are we talking short term or long term?
Oh, I think there's going to be enough work long term as well. Don't forget we've got the Olympics coming up as well. But if tradies are interested in moving to Queensland, just like we attracted people to come here for the tourism industry, we want you.
You've spoken about offering incentives. What can you offer?
Well, similar to what we did with the tourism industry, whether it's helping out with initial accommodation, airfares, travel. We'll look at all of those incentives for a quick, sharp package to lure tradies to Queensland. Of course, we will not be targeting New South Wales. Let me make that very clear. They have been going through natural disasters. They need their resources there on the ground. This is other states to encourage people to come to Queensland.
About the $1,000 disaster payments, do you think Queensland should be eligible for more like those in those one-off payments?
Well, I think what we have to understand is that people have lost everything. And whether that's in Lismore, whether that's in Gympie, whether that's in Goodna, Deagon, places I've been to, where people have basically got their whole life possessions are on the street. It is absolutely distressing, and it would be nice if there was equality. Look, I did raise it yesterday. He said it was just for the northern New South Wales areas. But look, can I say, my members on the ground have said to me, how can this be different? People have lost their whole life possessions. So, look, that's a matter for him. But it's tough out there for people. And, you know, whether you live in Queensland or New South Wales, natural disasters impact on people the same way. They have to rebuild from the ground up. They have to, you know, build their new homes. They have lost everything. Yes, I've just heard reports about that. We've got National Cabinet on this afternoon. I look forward to hearing an update about the new strain. I plan to have some discussions with the Chief Health Officer prior to National Cabinet, and if there is any developments, of course, we'll let Queenslanders know over the weekend or early next week. Okay, let's deal with the floods first. COVID's out there, we know that. Can I just say this to Queenslanders? We really need you to get your booster. If you have not had your booster, please think about getting your booster. This is going to be an added layer of protection, especially as we go into the winter season.
Premier, your unions as a support of Fed's proposal on submarines and the condition that it will create secure jobs. Do you share this view?
We support jobs. This is why we've got a workplace summit. But let me say this about that proposal. That is an issue. It is a defence issue. It is a matter for Scott Morrison. Scott Morrison looks after defence. It is his decision and his decision alone.
Do you support then on the condition that it will create secure jobs?
I am not the Defence Minister and I'm not the Prime Minister.
Can I just ask you about your idea about attracting the tradies?
Yes.
You introduced that work in paradise
Yes.
program. That was worth $7.5 million.
Yes.
How much did you pay
It would be around the same amount initially, but can I tell you, this is a big job. I think, Matt, you've been out there as well. Everyone has been out there on the ground and seen it. We need tradies. We've got new homes being constructed across the state, but also too, we now have an urgent priority to rebuild people's lives. It's going to take time, and I need all hands on deck. And I will use whatever mechanisms I have and any powers available to me to run an aggressive campaign to get people to come to Queensland.
Just asking you about the work in paradise program. People could apply from May last year. It's worth $7.5 million.
My understanding is that essentially all of that is exhausted. So it was a very successful campaign, but I'll get you the exact figure. I've got time for two more that I have to run. Yes. Okay.
Does it strengthen the argument for the M2 effectively for the 6 lanes rather than 4?
Let me get some advice from Minister Bailey, but we have a priority to actually do that second M1. It is a vital corridor to ease the congestion. My understanding is that the plans are out for final consultation at the moment. Yes.
Jim Thorley chaired CS Energy when it agreed to purchase $150 million worth of power from a wind farm company that previously employed him as a consultant. Is that a fact?
I'm happy to find out. I just don't have those details for you.
Or lobbyist activity being considered as part of the contract?
My understanding is he is looking at that as well, yes, and we have the strongest lobbyist laws in the country. If we can strengthen them further, absolutely we will.
Why do you think Scott Morrison wanted to include Queensland in the National Emergency Declaration? Why do you think Scott
Look, that's a matter for him. He's got the legislative powers to do that. As I said yesterday, we've actually passed the emergency. We are in recovery, and we're getting on with the job. Let me also mention that since the 2011 floods, joint state and Commonwealth contributions to rebuilding from natural disasters has been $17 billion. So we work very well together at getting money out the door, but I understand that that legislation may have some impact in northern New South Wales and in Okay. Yes. Oh, yeah.
An inquest happening, another case in Logan. How do you get the police response in Queensland, and will there be any legislative change?
Look, that's a really good question. And can I say from the outset, it is an absolute tragedy that that young man lost his life overnight. Horrific burns to his body. To wake up and read that news and hear that news is devastating. Domestic and family violence has to stop. There are far too many tragedies. We need a society that values equality, that is respectful. And in terms of the police response, I am sure that there will be a thorough coronial inquest into this. We know Margaret McMurdo has done some excellent work initially. She has provided some recommendations. We will look at that, and I'm quite sure the police will comment on that. But if there are any improvements that need to happen, they will be done. But this has got to end. All right? Thank you.